Boom, what's going on guys? Inside of this video, we're going to break down the best breakfast choices when it comes to fat loss. What is it that you should be eating as a breakfast if you're trying to lose fat? Let's kick it off with this video. Right guys, so the first thing that you must understand when it comes to choosing your breakfast while you're trying to lose fat is that, in all honesty, the breakfast isn't the most important thing when it comes to fat loss. And focusing just on a breakfast isn't enough if you're trying to get in shape. So let me explain how this works. Now, the most important thing when it comes to fat loss is calories in versus calories out. So supposedly, you should be consuming less calories than you are burning during a day in order to lose fat. If you stay in this calorie deficit, this would mean that you have the potential to lose fat. So the thing that you want to look out for is how many overall calories you are consuming within a 24-hour period. Because as an example, if you consume a very good healthy breakfast, low calorie breakfast, but the remaining meals are, packed with calories, and essentially they take you over your calorific requirements, then you're not going to lose any fat, maybe even gain fat, and you're not going to get any results. So just focusing on breakfast would be really silly if it came to losing fat. So that's one of the things you must consider. I had to cover the fact that the most important thing when it comes to fat loss is setting the right calorie deficit each and every week. And that calorie deficit is going to be different for you, different for me, and different for someone else. Now, there are two ways for you to find that out. You can simply type in a TDEE calculator into Google, total daily energy expenditure, and by filling in a few details, you're going to be able to find out roughly how many calories it is that you're supposed to be consuming in a day in order to lose fat. Now, if you don't want to use a calculator, make sure to send me a DM on Instagram and I'll make sure to guide you. Knowing that you need to be in a calorie deficit when it comes to fat loss, let's have a look at some different options, my favorite options, my client's favorite options when it comes to breakfast. So when it comes to choosing breakfast, one of the main things that I'm looking out for is protein. I want to increase the amount of protein during my breakfast time just because that helps to keep your satiety up, meaning that you're going to be staying fuller for longer. My favorite options would be anything with eggs, whether that's going to be an omelette, whether that's going to be a scrambled egg choice, or whether that's going to be some poached eggs served on top of toast. Now, one thing that I want to point out is a lot of people try to avoid carbohydrates, and what I want to say is that carbs are not bad. As long as you are staying in a calorie deficit overall throughout the day, there's no reason why you shouldn't have carbs in the morning. So having some carbs with your breakfast, it's not a bad choice. So another option instead of eggs would be anything oat-based mixed with protein powder. So as I said, I'm trying to have a higher amount of protein, and when having oats, loading that up with a scoop of whey protein helps to bring that protein content up, makes it a packer of a breakfast, okay? And my last choice of breakfast, this would usually be if I'm in a rush and I don't have a lot of time, would be a quick on a shake go. And it is very similar to the oats. What I would do is then combine all of the ingredients inside of a blender. I'll blend this together and I can grab it and take it with me on a go. Very quick, protein packed, energy packed. That's exactly what I'm looking for inside of my breakfast. And now, as I said, mainly there are no wrong or right choices as long as you are staying in that calorie deficit. So there's no reason why you can't play around with your breakfast and have other things. Now, people would be telling you, right, this is bad, you shouldn't be having that, this is not healthy. In reality, you are trying to eat specifically to your goal. If fat loss is your goal, calorie deficit is going to be your main weapon. So if you are able to achieve the calorie deficit throughout the day, there's no reason why you couldn't have some pancakes, even with some maple syrup, if you make it work within your calories. So few of the worst choices for your breakfast, in my opinion and in my practice, would be cereal-based breakfast. And what I mean by this is anything that is extremely high in carbohydrates but doesn't really have any other nutritional values, especially protein. If something is low in protein and very high in sugars, aka carbohydrates, what this tends to do is give you a quick energy boost in the morning, but then you end up crushing down few hours later. So I used to experience this as a kid all the time. I used to eat cereal pretty much daily, go to school, and as soon as I sat down at the classroom, I'd be feeling de-energized and I've been feeling pretty fucking bad, okay? So again, it's not to say that you can't have cereal for your breakfast if you're within your calorie region, but the only bad thing about that is essentially the energy crash halfway through the day. You don't want that. So guys, I hope this video is helpful. I hope I shed some light on the reason why calorie deficit is more important than just, focusing on a good breakfast. And I hope this video helps you. If you like this video, make sure to smash the thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Boom.